Hey, what's up YouTube? I am going to show you guys the new HKS EVC 7th generation boost controller today. We're going to be removing the old EVC 6 out of the R32 GTR, and it should be a pretty straightforward deinstallation. The reason I have to deinstall everything and take away the harness is because the harness is different. So I've got the wheel off, the car jacked up so I can run the wires through the firewall and remove everything from the car, because I'm going to be going ahead and installing this old EVC 6 into the Silvia, because the Silvia needs a boost controller as well. So I figured it'd be a good time to upgrade with the GTR and then swap it over to here. This is the new EVC 7, which is brand new for 2020, just came out. So let's do a quick unboxing and then let's start the install. This is supposed to have much more tunable maps that you can build for your boost curve via the computer through USB. So HKS claims it's supposed to be a lot better. Also, this is what comes in the box. Keep the boost lines clean from any oil bleed off. All the vacuum lines, harness, and I'm going to attempt to install this myself, so I'm hoping the harness is very similar to the EVC 6. The boost solenoid itself, to me, looks identical, so I'm hoping maybe I can just switch the brain and leave the solenoid and all the wiring in. So I'll have to see as I get a little deeper into it, but for you guys that are curious, HKS EVC 7, brand new one, this is what it looks like. So it's all full color LCD, single knob. The exact same size as the old one, and that's the plug-in for it. So if you guys are curious about the EVC 7 as far as how the electrical goes and all the boost lines and stuff, this video is for you. You guys watch and I'll kind of show you what the lines and everything look like. So you got your small line here that comes out and it goes up all the way to the fuel pressure regulator. There's a little T right here, and you can see that goes between the line from the fuel pressure regulator and the fuel rail area. This little line here, there's a T that runs to this, and then you got your input and output with filters to keep oil out of the system, and those go over, of course, to the turbo side to control the wastegate actuators. And then you've got your wiring harness that goes down and around through the engine bay and through the side of the car. So we got to pull this out, reroute the new one, because the new one uses dual plugs versus a single plug, which I will show you here. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is remove the boost solenoid. And then I'm going to swap over all the vacuum lines from this. Alright, I applied a fresh piece of dual-sided tape right here to help this kind of stay in position. That's how Up Garage did it, so I'm just going to do the same thing. Start removing the old wiring harness. And you can see that wiring harness just slips right down through this little opening here. So it's kind of a pain to get it back through. And then it just goes right back into the car. I don't know if you guys can see that. It just goes through the grommet here. Got a little hole cut out. So I'm going to disassemble the inside of the interior dash so I can get access to all that, and then I'll catch up with you guys. screen loosened up, and I've located the harness that comes through into the vehicle, which is this guy right here. That's the wiring harness for the boost control, so I'll disconnect that. And I'm hoping that the wires are the same connections on this side, otherwise I'll have to trace everything back and disconnect even farther, but we'll find out. This is the new screen, and the plugs are different, so I'm gonna have to fully disassemble everything in the car, because you can see that it's 4 plugs on the one side, but this side is 3 plugs versus 2, so that's not going to work. So that's a little frustrating, but I'll go ahead and pull all this out and show you guys where the wires went. All right, I've got the wire run, I've got the new EVC7 sitting here, and then I've just got a little bracket that I made out of some like sheet metal that's bent, that I'm just going to stick here, and then this screen will stick to it, so I'll show you that here. That turned out pretty nice. It's pretty sturdy. Push all my buttons, click, turn the knob, everything is going to work. Let's keep on going. Got the wiring harness here. Let's pull the main harness out from the engine bay from the old one, and we'll use these wires to fish through the new one. All right, we can pull the old boost solenoid out of here. I've got the harness into position, and plugs are being connected now. Wires run around through here, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to feed this down and through. I've got the wire fed, and you don't have to unbolt or anything if you've never installed a boost control. Here you can just kind of stick your finger up through this hole, and as you feed the wire you can basically loop your finger around from the other side and then pull it through. There we go, there's our wiring harness. And then I'm gonna just tape these two together and use the old harness to pull it into the vehicle. These taped together, I'm gonna go ahead and pull them through. All right, I think it's easiest to get this through by just loosening this entire big grommet. Just pull it out. That way you've got play. And then you can kind of get the wires fed up and through and kind of reach it from both sides. And you can stretch that little hole out, squeeze the harness through there, put the grommet back in, and then we can go inside, finish fishing it through. You can see here, gonna pull the stuff back, and our harness is basically just right behind that grommet. So it's pretty easily accessible. Here it is. We can just pull all the slack through. Just like that. See, it's just easily just coming through. Then we can fish it up into the center console. All right, so the slack is all out of the line. Let's come up here and see how we're looking. So we got plenty of slack here. We can get all this tightened up. Now that that's in, I'm gonna go ahead and put the wheel liner back in. And I've even ordered new mounting hardware. So I've got brand new screws. They're all coated and treated and look nice. Figured I'll throw those in while I've got this off. Alright, so I'm just finishing pulling this wire through. And get the old one out. So I've used it to fish pretty much everything that I can. Alright, old one's out. Here comes the feed for the new one. Once I get this in, I can put the dash back together. Alright, that's through. So now I've got my solenoid harness in the car. I've got the screen mounted. Alright, and interior is all back together. And I think that's going to be a good place to leave today's video, because right now it's like 86 degrees outside and I am hot and sweaty. My Sylvia is in the garage, so it's not like I can work in the shade. So this is my only day off this week. I just got done working 86 hours last week. I worked 7 12-hour days in a row, and at least I can get some progress done today. So I've got the screen mounted, I've got the wiring harness ready to go. I can finish up the electrical wiring, button this up. If you guys would like to join me for that, consider subscribing. I'll be back with the other video probably within the next week or so. I'll probably come back here. I've been working a lot of hours. I've been working like 84 hours a week because I'm getting ready to install the turbo kit, probably VCAM system, and do a whole bunch of different things. So I'm trying to get the boost control installed myself because I don't want to pay somebody to do it, which it's something I can easily do myself, so it'll save me like 400 bucks. But I'm going to have Up Garage is going to install some DR600 turbos and HKS Step 1 VCAM. And so I kind of want to get the groundwork laid for them. I've got HKS intercooler piping coming next. So I'm going to replace these with hard pipes. I've got some Works 88 LED headlights coming this week. They should be shipping from Japan, from Right Hand Drive Japan, probably here in the next couple days. So I'm going to get all those installed with the intercooler piping, get the boost control tied up, and then today's like what, Tuesday the 11th. I'm going to be dropping my car off this Saturday to Up Garage and probably leaving it there for like 6 weeks while they finish my build for me, because I just don't have the time to try to manage installing these turbos and deal with this Sylvia. I've got so much work on this thing that I'm just feeling overwhelmed right now, so I'm going to pay somebody to give me a hand and help me speed up the process so I can just enjoy driving the car. But anyway, if you guys would like to join me and watch those videos, consider subscribing. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this video, and share it. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.